Hello everyone and welcome to the program Discuss here on Global Television. I am Samuel Odi. Many thanks for joining on today's edition of the program as we're looking to have a conversation around governance structure, and I'll be looking at it from the angle of constitutional role for traditional rulers in Nigeria. So bringing you making a basic context on the subject matter, Nigeria's traditional rulers remain among the most respected institutions in the country long before colonial rule and the 1999 constitution. Monarchs and chiefs governed territories, resolved disputes, protected culture, and provided leadership at the grassroots. Yet today, their roles are largely communal, adversary, and undefined within Nigeria's constitutional framework. As insecurity worsens, trust in political institutions decline, and calls for restructuring grows louder. The question returns: should traditional rulers have a formal constitutional role in governance? And if so, what kind of role without undermining democracy today will that be? We'll be examining the case for and against constitutional role for traditional rulers in Nigeria. For context, let me take you a bit back to the memory lane where Nigeria's 1999 constitution recognizes traditional institutions only indirectly, leaving their functions to state governments. While councils of chiefs exist across states, traditional rulers were no defined constitutional authorities. However, many Nigerians argue that monarchs are closer to the people, condemned moral authorities, and understand local security dynamics better than elected government officials. Others warn that constitutional powers could politicize royal stools and deepen ethnic division. So it is time to redefine their place in governance or preserve their naturality. So these are the major angles of the conversation we will be looking at today based on the constitutional review that is still ongoing, the conversation around constitution review that is ongoing, and we'll be explaining the massive role that traditional rulers get to play during an election year is upon us, and then we'll keep seeing very soon, we'll start seeing campaign political leaders going to traditional rulers in the rural community, in the grassroots, to get blessings ahead for them to run for respective offices. Now, should there be a specific provision for the traditional rulers in the constitution on how to tackle activity events that occur within their locality? We'll be finding that out as I'll be introducing my guest at this time, who would help us understand this major talking point. He is Eze Igwe Williams Ezogo of Ogbuzara III. Ogbuzara III is Ogbuzara III of Okpai, Ancient Opi Kingdom. Your Highness, thank you so much for joining us on today's edition of Discuss.
Thank you.
You know, this conversation has been ongoing for a while. Constitutional review is ongoing, but let's go back before colonialism or traditional rulers governed territories, and now for modern Nigeria, a form of historical perspective has been changed. And what did Nigeria lose in terms of the essential of stripping them of their former authorities? Before colonialism, we've had a way of governing ourselves, and that has been the exact way that things have been done. But now it's looking as if the colonial rule came in and then a whole lot have been changed. So looking at this now, what is the stripping of the former authorities, and how do you think that we can get back to the normal way where traditional rulers' opinions get fully attached and fully, interested in terms of governance?
Well, thank you. I greet all Nigerians that are watching this program, and I thank you all for inviting me to be able to elaborate a bit on the ongoing of traditional institutions and our rules today in this country.
Yes.
Well, as much as in the 60s, right?
Yes.
Which I believe in the 60s they have House of Chiefs, just like they have House of Commons.
Yes.
In the East, you have Eastern House of Chiefs, which my grandfather was among the Eastern House of Chiefs then. Then maybe, let me say, things started getting bad after the war. You know, after the Nigerian Civil War, things started getting bad. And up to this moment, the traditional rulers have no any role in governance.
Okay.
At times I used to look at it, if the president is number one citizen, chief security, in the state, the governor is the chief security, then in each communities or the local government, the traditional ruler should be the chief chief secretary of their constituencies, rather, autonomous communities,
yes,
or their kingdoms. But it's not that way today. For example, the traditional institution is much, much, much down near to the people than even the local government chairman, because they interact with those people on a daily basis. They know who comes in and who goes out in their community, in their various communities. But today, the chairman of local government, the governor, and the chief secretary of the state and the local government, and leaving the traditional rulers with no role to play. Even question of, in those days too, you don't hardly go to court. All you have to do is go to your traditional ruler and report whosoever. And you'll be able to have a meeting, with the cabinets and we're able to discuss what is the problem. They come in there, people, just like I said, people hardly go to police. I can give you one instance, in those days. The traditional rulers, in most cases, people even volunteer to go and do farming for them. Like my grandfather, there was one incident that happened. Somebody killed somebody somewhere. And he came into his vineyard for him to be employed as one of the farmers. Not knowing that was when security was fantastic, when police was doing their job. Among those workers to my grandfather, a policeman was there as a CID. After this job, or rather during break, all of people sit down to be discussing what was, each and every one of you being friends, that you just think that you are the same thing, not knowing among them there was a policeman. So this man that killed somebody somewhere that was in that farm was telling them what happened, how he came about. And that was how he was arrested, because he was among those who think that if you go to traditional ruler to farm, if you go there, you eat, they will pay you, and that kind of a thing.
Yes.
That was how security was then, not today. Today, the police or whatever does not do their job as much as you can think of. Because if it is then, the real people you have to go through are the traditional rulers. Why do I say so? Any person that comes to rent a house in your community, you must know. You must know the person.
Yes. Due diligence.
You tell the community, whosoever you are giving your house, I must know. And the moment you come to rent a house, they will let him know. He will be able to call you to ask you, where are you from? Where are you coming from? What do you do for a living? This, that. But today it's not like that. Every person is on his own to attend all Israel. So, if this government can specifically give traditional rulers their role, I think it's much, much, much safer.
But do you think, looking at the 1999 Constitution now, do you think it's silent on defined roles for traditional rulers, or do you think it was done just to protect the democracy?
Well, if I may say, everything in 1999 Constitution centers on politics. They did not specify the traditional institution, their roles on the traditional rulers day. That is why this National Assembly, we are asking them to specify the role of the traditional rulers. But my fear is that the kind of National Assembly we have today, that does whatever they feel like every other person here dances to the tune of the Mr. President. All the National Assembly, House of Rep, the Senate, and name it.
You think you're not upholding the 1999 Constitution? Not
at all. I'm a Nigerian, you're a Nigerian, we're seeing it. In as much as my traditional ruler, I still belong to my field of civil society. So I must say it the way it is. No matter that I'm a traditional ruler today,
But you cannot still take it away from me saying the truth of what is in terms of governance. You know. So, but if like one of my press releases some time ago, I said, do you think we'll still have National Assembly in this country? By seeing what they have been doing, you say a lot of things that are happening in National Assembly today. Is that how National Assembly is? I know quite all right in government they have 3 arms of government. What are those 3 arms of government? The executive, the judiciary, and the legislature.
Yes.
But today, it is only the executive who have. You've seen the courts, what is going on in the courts today. You've seen the National Assembly, that everything the president brings, they must pass it. So where are we coming from? Or where are we going to? We are now saying electoral law to fine-tune the electoral blah, 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 that is the what. But you see, they suspended it and left for their recession.
But coming back now, they said that's the number one thing they want to focus their attention on.
Excuse me.
Yes.
What kind of recess or holidays are they going? More than what Nigerians are clamoring for. Look at 2027. Look at the period. When would INEC prepare what they're going to do? Is it not when they pass, when they go 1, 2, 3, they pass the law, then the INEC will not know what to do? So we are talking of time. And you know that the problem we have in Nigeria is that the moment you become a president, or the moment after the election, instead of the government to be able to govern, they will now start thinking of next election. And that is what is wrong today. So automatically, I wish and I pray that they can be able to, the National Assembly, in the new constitution they are trying to upgrade again, that will be able to give traditional rulers a specific role to play, or recognize it, the importance of traditional rulers.
Okay, we'll still talk about the 2027 election. Of course, it's upon us, and then we'll have some conversation around a point that I will drive at very soon. But looking at the traditional rulers now, and them being included in the constitution, do you think they can coexist peacefully, properly, and rule side by side with the government officials that has been elected into office? Don't you think one person's office will try to overshadow the other person's office?
What is happening today? Is the executive not overshadowing other arms of government? That is black word for you. I'm sorry to say it. That's the black word. No matter how you do it, they must still do what they are doing. That is why I said Nigerian president is the most executive, how do I put it? The most powerful president. If I say in the world, I will not be thinking of Trump. But in terms of whatever he says, he gets it. Whatever he decides to do goes his way. As far as you are president of Nigeria, no one challenges you. You can see how all the whole political parties are falling into APC. Because of what? Because of the president comes from APC. You saw what happened in PDP too. So automatically, no matter how you look at it, there's no way the president, the rule we are asking for traditional ruler is just fully to recognize them. Because if you recognize traditional ruler, I believe this police thing we are talking about should be under them. They should have control of the police, what do you call it? Community policing.
Community policing, yes.
The community policing should be under the traditional rulers. If they actually want to get the security done well. Because why? They are the people who knows who come and go. But by the time you remove the community policing
yes.
out of them and give it to the governors, they will use it for election. To intimidate the opponents. They can frame you up. But if it is downtrodden to that the community policing is under the traditional rulers, you will find out that things will go very well in terms of both security and otherwise.
But don't you think the local government autonomy that was given by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, don't you think it's an avenue to also try to get closer to the people?
Working? Don't the governors still influence them? It is by paper. It's ordinary paper. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
So
because it's just like in a state, House of Assembly is like a roll call. The same thing is to local government. Any party in that state will make sure, whether if it is you are a dog or you are a cow or you are a goat, as far as you are from that party, they don't want to know the feelings of the people. It is like a roll call. They roll out their chairmen, roll out their councillors. And that is why I'm now saying, if we can get it correct by amending our constitution, which the National Assembly are not too serious about it, and get our electoral laws correct, then we'll be going somewhere.
You made mention of roll call of councillors and all of that.
That's what I'm saying.
Are you saying that election does not really happen in the grassroots?
It doesn't. It doesn't. They'll wait, they'll keep us hungry. Then during that period of election, some don't even get anything. They will just make that roll call, list their names of their party names, and go to the ballot paper and return them. I live in the village, and you should know.
Yes, I'm asking you all of this.
At times in the township like FCT Abuja, you might be having 1 or 2 elections. But downtown is roll call. I'm telling you, it's roll call. Roll call to the party in the state. To the party that governs the state. It is a roll call all through. We are Nigerians. You have seen it. Is there any state you will now see they say local government chairman, local government election, they give PDP 1, give APC 10, give APGA 2, or it can't happen. That is why you see some people don't even live in that state. It's only when they collect that their monthly allocation, you will see them again.
Well, these are actually more interesting discoveries we are making on today's edition of Discuss, because this is coming to us as news now, as you mentioned, that it's being recalled down in the rural communities. Well, now let's look at other countries like Morocco, UK, South Africa. All of these countries have successively included traditional rulers into their constitution. How do you think the Senate now and then the National Assembly would be able to take a cue out of what they've done in other African countries and also the Western world to interject it into our constitution, so as, the traditional rulers who are very, very close to the people in the villages will be able to pass direct information? And how do you think, if according to you said the local government autonomy is not fully being, utilized and being practicalized, how do you think with that now, Nigerian, those at the grassroots level would be able to feel more included in terms of governance and in terms of getting what those political leaders come during campaign period to politicize to them in terms of, giving them their votes?
Well, it's still what I have been emphasizing here. Today's National Assembly, this particular National Assembly, I have never seen what they have done so far that Nigeria praised them. They have never gotten it right for once. But if by God's grace, manna will fall from heaven, I say, if by God's grace, if manna can fall from heaven, and they were able to have a rethink that Nigeria belongs to all of us. And no matter how you look at it, Nigeria belongs to all of us. Whether you are a senator, a House of Rep member, definitely you must go back to your village. Most of them don't even know their villages. If you die today, they go and buy something at the burial ground and bury you there. It is we who live inside the village that have the pains. It is we. It is only during the election period they must have amassed so much wealth. They just come to the village and, if you are good to the governor, they will put your name and you become a senator, you become a House of Rep member or a House of Assembly member. I say, there's nothing like election there. They can prepare to look like election. But if manna can fall from heaven, like I said earlier, and they can be able to have a think of what they're doing. Even if it is this question of finding a rule for the traditional ruler they are able to achieve, and be able to now, as they say, if they resume, they'll be able to get into the electoral amendments.
Yeah.
Fine. not question of my party. Parties are different. You know, I was the secretary of Conference of Nigerian Political Parties.
Yes, yes.
For years.
For years, yes.
So party
You have a political history and
yes,
also
of course. So you can know, yes. I know them too well. That I'm a traditional ruler does not mean I don't know what is happening again in Nigeria in terms of the genuinity of what we're doing here. But I still said, let us watch and put them in prayers. If they can able to have soft mind, if they can able to have a rethink, God put God before them, and they're able to get a correct or right thing to be done.
Okay, now talking about having the right thing to be done, which would obviously start from electoral reform, which Nigerians have been crying for. We've seen protests around that. Okay, what do you think? What are the changes from your standpoint as someone who understands the system and also has?
Sorry. You know, you gave examples of Morocco, South Africa, the rest of them.
Yes.
Coming to that, have you seen any president in Nigeria that had been probed? Have you seen it?
No.
Has it happened? But do you see the president of South Africa, how they are dragging him every day? So automatically we are two different. We're in different world. Our own world is world of corruption, world of intimidation, world of pasmagari. You know who I am? In South Africa, you can't get it. You must get it right. The parties in South Africa, you can see that the minority even being respected more than the majority. Something like South African Parliament. But here, it's carry go. If they can sit at National Assembly and be singing on your mandate, the whole National Assembly members, I mean, hey, look at it. If they can be sitting there and be singing on your mandate, we stand. There are so many things wrong in our country. There are so many things wrong. If I'm a governor and Part A elected me, why, if we have a good constitution to be obeyed, why do I now change to Part B that did not elect me? But you can see what is going on today in Nigeria. Because president is there, you had Oshimole said one time that no matter how, whatever you committed, if you enter APC, your sins are forgiven. You can imagine, and that's what's going on. That is what is going on today. So tell me, at that level, Oshimole was governor for 80 years.
8 years.
Other senators have been governor for 80 years. They are in the Senate today. There are the people there singing on your mandate. There are people there clapping. This governor have joined the APC. And if you have a good constitution, the moment you leave your party, you have to drop that ticket. You have to come out from that seat. Because all this part A is where you flagged off and got the mandate. But today, so far it favors number one. You just want to know. Is it the constitution or what? So it's quite very, 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 very unfortunate in what is going on in this country. And it is like every person in this country, including myself, are too selfish today. Including myself. What is happening in this country is like COVID-19. It's like COVID-19. It has affected every person in this country. Look at, for example, again, during Buhari, they keep on denying he was sick. They keep on, even when he died, Nigeria didn't know. What happened to the constitution for him to relinquish part of his vice? This is where we don't. Our president is supposed to tell us what is wrong with you. What is wrong with the president? Because what you are spending is taxpayers' money. You are working for us, but today we are working for the president. We are working for the governors of the states. We are working for the local government chairman. When a chairman lifts up his hand, he will clap for him. Yeah, maybe as a traditional way, he will come and give 1 or 2 peanuts. He carry go. That is why you can never get it right. Because Nigeria is already immune with corruption. We're already immune with corruption. Tell me a system, a royal father will tell you, I'm coming. For example, you call your local government chairman at your level as a royal father. You are coming. He doesn't even think of you are coming, makes no meaning to him. The royal father today, most of the royal fathers are just by that name.
Royal fathers. Do you think it's because maybe some of these persons may have soiled their hands somehow?
Some must have soiled their hands, some are not. But it's the system we belong to. That is why if you say you have given traditional laws their constitutional rule, I think it might help for them to have respect. Those who are respected in this country today are those who are mighty international in terms of wealth. They respect the Emir of Kano, not because he's the Emir of Kano, it's because of what he's sitting on. The same thing to Sultan of Sokoto. The same thing to Olu of Warri. The same thing to just name it. Ato of Igara, all those people are first-class traditional, which I belong to.
Yeah.
But I know what I'm saying. At times you will see a governor suspending a traditional ruler just because you are paying him peanut salary. Therefore, he has no say. No traditional ruler can open mouth and say, Your Excellency, this thing is wrong.
We saw a bit of that during in Rivers State when the current FCT minister was the governor.
Yeah, yeah. You saw what happened. A traditional ruler says something and he cautioned him. Instantly there. Cautioned him, not job, asking you, who are you to, So you can imagine. No matter who you are a servant to the people. Like a governor of Niger State before, Babangida Aliyu, he says chief servant. They should know they are servant to the people. Let them forget the ego, throw it off the road. I know they are the servant of the people. You see, count from 8 years ago governors. Where are they today? Where are they today? No matter some goes to no matter some have entered the Senate to go and bury their heads there. But after the Senate, if you don't come back again, they all turn to vegetable. You see, I always tell people that you see this question of this corruption of people eating the masses' money and doing all sort of things. When you see them after 8 years, you will know them. The money cannot help you. That is only when God will now punish you. But if you see some people who have governed very well, they can come even in where they are drinking palm wine in the villages and sit with you and chat with you. But the rest cannot even go nowhere. That stigma is still on them. Yes, you have acquired, I say 80 years, go and watch 80 years of a governor. Take your eyes, watch from your own state to my own state to every other state. Where are they? So if this is a country where we don't learn, we learn bad things fast. I don't know where I'll be entering. Am I entering to those you appoint as EFCC, or am I going to those they say ICPC? Where am I? Or is it DSS? Where are you coming from? Every person in this country is, what do you have for me? So,
okay. Well, let's look at this other angle. You made mention of people jumping from one political party to the other, and you also highlighted that if a sitting governor wins an election under any specific party and then decided to switch camp or jump ship to a different, he should drop the governorship and then go contest in a different party. Why do you think that should happen, given the fact that he is the sitting governor at the time?
Well, he did not contest the election with your name. Like my name is Willie Zhu. It is not my name. I used to use the party name.
Party name, yes.
Therefore, in as much as the party is good for you to contest with and win the election, then the party is not good for you to remain there. So you should relinquish your post.
Then what then happens to the state?
What if they do that by election in the state? The party will still bring another person to fight for them. You can still contest from that party. That is what if the constitution can go down. They can still contest from that party they are joining. If the party will nominate them. That's the right thing to do.
Okay.
Not question of when you now use ADC and win an election, or use APC and win an election. All of a sudden they decide to decamp to like another party. The same thing happened in the Senate, the same thing happened in the House of Representatives, everywhere in this country. We are not, as far as I'm concerned, we are not practicing democracy. As far as I'm concerned, it's not democracy we are practicing. We are just a jamboree system.
Well, in terms of looking at the democracy now and talking about the election year that is upon us now, what's your take about zoning in terms of the presidency?
Well, that I'm a traditional does not make me less Nigerian or not be a Nigerian. I must say what I feel about it because we're talking about Nigerian issues.
Yes.
For Nigeria to be unity, they are talking about people try to succeed, because of what? Marginalization. Now, whether it's written in the constitution or not, what we have in this country is zoning. If the North goes for the 2 tenure, which is 8 years, then it is now the South to go for the another 8 years, 2 tenures. Now, Bola Tinubu, who is the president today, is from the South.
Yes.
Buhari has done his 8 years. We took all the shortcomings. Then Bola Tinubu entered the same party. Now, it has been zoned to the South. We haven't even completed 4 years. And people from the North are coming to vie for it. Are you now talking of the unity of Nigeria or not? It's disunity. It's just like when they talk of APC, opposition. They now came out with what they call it. They come out with ADC. You can see what is going on in ADC today. What is going on in ADC today? What should a Northerner look in ADC in terms of presidential election? What is the Northerner doing? They have a lot of Southerners who want to vie for the position. They should allow them. And I won't lie for you, any Southerner, any Northerner who tries to derail this particular zoning is not looking for the unity of Nigeria. As far as I'm concerned. Any Northerner who puts head to run for presidency of this country, they are not coming to govern me and you. It is their own selfish interest. Because if not so, they would have allowed this zoning to be taking place so that Nigeria can be in unity. If they like, they can continue, but then, if you say the government in power you want to change is not doing well, what effect, what are you doing to change the government? Is it by drilling a system you know that it has been existing? So it is just the fastest way for Tinubu to go back. Everybody says he's not doing well, he's not doing well. How do you know he's not doing well? It's by the time you vote him out, but not with the system of when you know it is not your turn, then you want to force yourself into it. It doesn't exist. It doesn't happen that way. If it is not you, nobody. It's the same thing that applicable in PDP. That is why when people are talking about Wike, yes, Wike was correct in PDP. Because the hierarchy of PDP was not being sincere to themselves.
Okay.
They zoned it to the South. And the same article came out. So if people are mentioning Wike in this angle, I will support Wike. In fact, I made a press statement that period in his favor. Because Wike stood by the rule of the zoning.
Zoning, yes.
Outlining what is happening today. And the same zoning, the same man that destroyed PDP by jumping into the flag of zoning and destroyed zoning in PDP, is the same person that is coming to ADC today.
ADC.
All the old ones are saying ADC will do this. Not they are being sincere to themselves. Without sincerity, they will not go nowhere.
But do you think ADC stands any chance at all in this coming election?
If they are thrown into the South, they stand a very big chance. So the law of karma will not even hold them. If they leave it for the South, ADC bring their candidate from South, Labour bring their candidate from South, APC bring their Labour from, I mean, their candidate from the South. I mean, let them go and sludge it out. Who saved her from the South? It's okay with us. But not when you want to scuttle it again. He has done it before and he wants to do it again now. And some big men who call themselves big men, but they are hungry. Maybe that's why I say any person in government, give him 2-3 years. He's broke. He's broke.
Outside the government.
Outside the government. That is why you see most of them can take shit. They cannot, they'll be looking at the truth and they turn their eyes the other way around. No person can stand up and say, Oga, this is the turn of the South. Allow them to finish their 8 years. If it doesn't happen that way, I'm not in APC, but if Brantu is still running, he will carry my vote because it's from the South. We should sit up in this country. We should live by citizens in this country. Who do you think? We are human beings.
Yeah.
Respect the law of nature. One person cannot, I mean, it's very unfortunate though.
But why do you think that all of this is actually happening, aside from the fact that, okay, zoning is actually very key, as you have mentioned, and it's going to help unite Nigerians more.
Yeah.
So, but why do you think that this now, is it that people are being power drunk, or there's so much resources and there's so much benefit from being a leader or a president or someone occupying a governmental office in Nigeria based on resources that one or they get to accumulate? Because you mentioned that after their time in office, you know, they tend to get broke.
That is why I told you in Nigeria, Nigerian president is the most powerful person in the world in terms of money, in terms of government money. Do I put it in terms of corruption? So do to the governors. How much are they accusing the president of South Africa? How much are they? But here we're running billions. Today in this country, no one's still in millions again, but in billions and trillions. They have even jumped. No person talks of millions, but billions. Some are putting their head in trillions now. And where are you going with it? We remember our dad Awolowo said, power, even if it is one day. Even if it is one day. But he couldn't get it. So for somebody who has been running president of this country more than how many times, how do you think it will, if it doesn't follow the real criteria of your party, how do you think it will work? Because he creates a lot of enemies. I'm not saying that all the governors jumping into APC will make the APC to win the presidential election. No. After somebody like Peter Obi does not have any governor, but he was able to get up to almost 12 states. In fact, he got more than that if there was free and fair election. If there was free and fair election. I'm not saying Peter, but if you look at the criteria of people running for election for this 2027, I mean this 2027 election,
yes.
Look at their criteria, look at their antecedents, and compare. We are Nigerians, and compare with the way they tackle that man Peter Obi. If he has gotten anything in corruption, he would have been in jail today. But unfortunately, they could not find anything. They have looked through all his anus, his armpits, his nose, his mouth. They could not, his ears, they could not get anything. So they tried to form blackmail. I read today where they were saying Peter Obi is a terrorist. You understand? Just like how they carry my brother, throw into jail for doing nothing. Nnamdi Kanu. Just like how they throw him into the jail. Other people in Ibo, they were walking around, even have been forgiven. But then now they can look at him. What has he done that the other person has not done in this country? Yes. Like I told you, I'm a traditional ruler that vast my mind. I'm a Nigerian. Being a traditional does not make me less Nigerian not to talk when I want to talk. It is not so. I'm using your podium to beg President Bola Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu. Some selfish people in power in Southeast are able to suppressing him. Because they felt if he's there, they might not win the election or whatever. But Tinubu should please, at this moment, tamper justice with mercy. Release this man that all of us are clamoring for. Release him. You can give him conditions. But there's no way. God, if God has created, he has created. Whether you give conditions or not, even if he's sleeping, people are still calling his name. Look at what is happening in Onitsha. Where governor gave an order, they refused the order. The man, you put him in jail, but his spirit is still working with people down southeast.
Yeah, we saw that, and then the governor later decided to close the market for the entire week.
That is his own business.
Yes.
Did they agree? They say, like, close the market. Is it not your own economy? They are able to pay tax. The moment you close the market, no business there. Can you tell Soludo why is he doing that? Because he has the executive powers. They can come out and now ask army or police to shoot anyhow to kill them. That's just it. What authority is it in constitution for him to close market when there was no trouble? If I say I won't go my market today, it's not my business. Is it your own business? So they have not done anything wrong for them to say they are not going to market, or they are taking today to respect their leader. So I don't know. That's why I say power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely in this country.
Okay, looking at it now, since we're talking about power and how it gets people investigated, how do you think now, if this does happen, maybe a clause is being created for traditional rulers, do you think it will have any form of way to reinforce inequality and gender exclusion in terms of, having the right thing to do? And why do you think that the politicians always find their way to the grassroots during election year and come to these traditional rulers just like yourself to get their blessings to be able to go run for office?
That is why I said the politician can come to a traditional ruler when they are looking for elective posts. But after the elective post, the traditional is nobody to them. After the elective post, why then do you go to a traditional ruler? Is it not to bless you, give you advice? But the moment you pick that mantle, you become no-go area. A traditional will have only one vote. You come campaign here in my kingdom. All you are coming, another person is coming, another person. So all I owe you is to bless people and advise people. If you get this, do it judiciously, know what you are there for, try to help your people. Nothing more. But that is not what they are looking at. You see them carrying guns, carrying talks, carrying ballot boxes. And that is why we are asking for the electoral law as soon as possible.
Yes.
In as much as this present Senate doesn't trust them for anything. I doesn't trust them for anything. But I believe that who know by lie, no, they buy truth. Let's watch them.
Okay. Talking about watching them now, and just the same way the INEC is watching now and also awaiting the electoral reform. Do you think that the INEC is crippled now in terms of performing her duties based on the fact that this electoral reform has not been fully, looked into?
Exactly now. Exactly. Why are we clamoring for them? Because already they are comfortable. They are comfortable. What else again do they go for their session of holidays or whatever you think of? They are not being in section to be able to pass this electoral law. So INEC can have enough time to go with it. What is more important than your job? For example, if you go to the Senate, there are 90-something, am I right?
Yes.
But if you go there, there's no time you get into the Senate, you get up to 30 people in the Senate. The same thing applicable to House of National Assembly. So as far as I'm concerned, they cannot put it in Constitution. You are being paid for how many times you attended the National Assembly sitting. Can they? They cannot. They cannot. We are Nigerians. You pull newsmen. You at times you watch You see here, you are those covering National Assembly for you see empty house. You only have your accounts where they pay money for you. You only have constituency project. Some people are there. They give the constituency project. They will sell it. They will take it to the particular community they ask them to go. I saw some.
But the constituency project, should it be for those in the Senate, or it should go down to the local government chairman and the traditional rulers?
Constituency projects should go around up to the councillors.
Councillors, yes.
Up to the council because they are all elected. So I don't see why the National Assembly will have a constituency project. The House of Assembly does not have it. I don't think so. Then the councillor does not have it. Why should it be so? Are they not all elected? They're all elected. They're all elected. Well, the National Assembly at times just do law that fits them.
Let's look at the INEC now. Do you think the INEC position now, the chairmanship position, should be appointed by the incumbent president, or
that is where the major mistake comes from? That is where the major mistake comes from. It's just like the president appointing the chief judge of the federation.
That's true.
How does somebody who knows you, who knows what you can do for him, whom you must have sworn for, will now appoint you, you go there to do a different thing? It's not possible.
So it should be an elected position.
Of course. It should be thrown open. Every person should apply. Independent interviewers will come. They select from NJC and rest of other credible Nigerians, credible organizations to come and interview them. You appoint the INEC. You appoint the judge.
The judge.
Then when you now lose the election, you go to court, the judge will do what? The judge will mark you. The judge will mark you. How then? It's not possible. But I'm not telling you, the present National Assembly will have today, they cannot do such a thing. They cannot do such a thing.
Yeah.
But actually, the real thing to do is that the president should not appoint the chief judge and appoint the INEC chairman. You can find a lot of INEC commissioners are partisan. But nothing you can do. I know how many INEC commissioners they were agitating. They will say, look at his practical, look at this. But at the same time, they still ask the president to go. He still remains, they still retain him or her. It is only in this country. So when we are talking about this country, please don't judge us with South Africa or Morocco or this or that, because already our country looks like a banana republic country.
Okay. Now, looking at the constitutional review now, and as we're looking to hopefully see a review and an overhauling of some things and inclusion of other things that can be able to help better the lives of Nigerian traditional rulers and every citizen of this country. From your standpoint, as a traditional ruler, do you have some things that you feel that need to be included? What are those things you feel that need to be excluded, and things that need to be included to help?
The major, I can even just say maybe about two things. One is our electoral laws.
Okay.
Two is the appointment of INEC chairman. Three is the chief judge.
Okay.
With these three items, if we can get it correct, we have gotten it correct.
You don't think there should be a provision for traditional rulers to be able to have a certain level of community?
Excuse me.
Yes.
That of traditional ruler, yes. But I'm just telling you, with this, you can now come down to traditional rulers' rules and all these things. But with these three things I have mentioned, we'll be able to make us to really know that we are running democracy. In real life. Other things like traditional rulers, what will be their role, will still come into the constitutional review. But the major thing, the three major important things that we can do in this country. But at the same time, we'll still find out that even at that, those who have been appointed to even run this thing, to even interview, to even select, to even do this thing, will still be reached in Nigerian style. I can still tell you, sir, Odi, appoint Willie. He's our man. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes.
Willie, appoint Joe. He's our man. He will do what we want him to do. That's the system we are running. These are things in our flesh today.
All right, let's go down to the West now, because we're seeing some traditional rulers and some rifts going on in the West among some traditional rulers. How do you think now that is shaping the political landscape in the West?
Well, in the West, they have a very formidable traditional institution.
Yes.
Very, very, very much formidable. Like in my area today, what I'm running, I have a monarch, which is the Eze, which I took over from my father in 2013 when he died. Then the Igwe of the community. The kingdom is Obozra kingdom. Then in Obozra kingdom, it was divided to get to autonomous community.
Okay.
Which, if I should be Eze, in actual fact, the Igwe is under the Eze, because Eze is the traditional monarch
yes.
that will just sit down to bless people. But in order to make it formidable, I was asked to take the Igwe of that autonomous community, which I'm still the Eze of the two autonomous communities. There's no problem there. We don't have any issue.
Yeah.
You understand? In the West, they talk of a particular family, which I think that where the king is coming out from. So it is within them, is either the Musinho or is either among the family that the king is studying their listing. That you are the, I don't think whether if you are the first son of the late king must make you must. No. I think it is within the ruling class that make a selection. But you know, at times some people might have made money and say, look, I'm going to do, if it is not me, it's not going to happen. They just carry confusion and put it everywhere. But to have, all this while, we haven't been seeing where in the West, where they have been having this kind of issue they are having now. Is it the Jabo or what?
Yes, in the West. We're seeing some in Ogun State and all.
So, it's just power. The traditional institution now is no longer like a volunteer service. The unfortunate thing is that, well, some other areas, they have a lot of money, but in my own area, Nami they give. You understand? Nami they give. But those areas, they have special thing that comes to them.
So that's why you feel all of these things, because we saw issues around sitting arrangements and all of that arising.
Like, let me give you an example. When I was CNPP Secretary General, I went to inaugurate CNP in Sokoto State. We paid courtesy call to Shagari, late now, our former president. We paid courtesy call to the governor, then Sagare Swan, who was the deputy governor, received us. Yes. Then we went to pay courtesy call to Sultan of Sokoto. We left Shagare's house to Sultan's palace. I'm the leader of the team, because then Alhaji Brother was the chairman, but he doesn't go far journey like that. Yeah. When we sat down, I introduced all my entourage. It is the turn of the Sultan. You know, look, come and see the sitting of the chiefs or the whatever. Yeah. See, the sitting arrangement is depending on your position and your title. Fantastic. Right? So such a thing should be happening in every institution of traditional institution. You can't jump your seat to another person's seat. Just like my place, you don't have to do something living. We have we have so many other title holders that are maybe that will sit before any other person. Or say sit down, then you now keep on. Ono is the one that sits near to me.
Okay.
Because he takes every messages in terms of, even if I'm not around, he can go and do whatever, give authority. We don't dispute it. But at times, some people might look at money and all those things to go and take what does not belong. And that's why most of them die.
All right, I wish we have more time to continue this conversation, because I have more questions that I'm hoping to ask you, Your Highness. But what are your final takes now for just the traditional rulers, also for those in the National Assembly and the presidency as well, to, you know, what they need to have first in mind? Because their first call is service to Nigerians. What do you think they can do better to be able to deliver that good governance to the citizens of Nigeria? Yes.
They should specify traditional rulers' rules.
Okay.
1, 2, the community policing. When the state forms the community policing, it should be under the local government, and under the local government, each autonomous community should be able, who that has traditional rulers should be able to have an input. They should be also see a way that the community policing could be managed by the traditional rulers.
Yes. Because
there are people who are on the grassroots. The avoidance of governors, incumbent governor using it for the next election. Because we are Nigerians. They will look at it after all, the governor, the payouts from the states. And they should at the same time making sure that if this local government have over 30 or 40 policemen, like community policing, their money goes to the local government to pay them. That's the only way you can be able to get security, all these things down. And most importantly, I pray and I feel and I suggest and I tell them to look for traditional rulers' rules in the new amended constitution they are doing.
All right, Your Highness, thank you very much for taking our time to join us on today's edition of Discuss. Ezigwe Williams Ezugo Obozara III of Akai Ancient Kingdom. We really appreciate you for taking our time to join us on today's edition of Discuss.
Thank you.
All right, and this is how much time will permit us to take on today's edition of Discuss. My name is Samuel Odi. I'll see you again as we discuss further. Bye for now.
Yeah.